And hi, I'm AC Strange, and this is the Bad Movie Show, episode 20, the Halloween Show. And tonight I have 3 movies that all take place on Halloween. They're all gnarly, neat little treats worth putting on your list if you want to watch a movie tonight. And with that said, let's get started. And remember, check the candy. First up, I have Murder Party, not rated, 2007, Magnet releasing, written and directed by Jeremy Saulnier, starring Chris Sharp and Sandy Barnett. So in this, regular Joe Schmo Chris is walking down the street and he finds an invitation to a murder party and he decides to go. He goes home, makes some pumpkin bread with raisins, and makes himself a homemade costume out of cardboard boxes, and gets on the train and goes to a not so nice part of town. In Brooklyn, by the way, in like Williamsburg, in like the warehouse district where the artists are. And he gets to the party and he gets attacked by the party's hosts. And they say, "Welcome to our murder party, and now we're going to kill you for art." While they're tying poor Chris up and getting ready to do nasty things, Tim, one of their friends, dies accidentally after having an allergic reaction to the raisins in the pumpkin bread. And instead of killing Chris, now they're preoccupied on what to do with their friend's body and getting ready for Alex to come, this douchebag rich guy that promised them all grants and is coming to witness their brilliant work of art. Okay? Poor Chris. While he's in the chair, these hipster artists decide to do drugs, eat pizza, paint, have sex with Alex, and play Extreme Truth or Dare, which is Truth or Dare under, like, truth serum. It's pretty interesting. Things get really crazy and just nutty when the partygoers turn on each other and become their own demise, okay? So this is a little bit of a slow burn as far as the horror goes, as far as the blood and guts goes, because it's constant and something's always going on. These characters are pretty wacky and are doing stupid ass things, and you know, the costumes are pretty cool. It's worth sitting through for the nuttiness, because when it starts happening and the death and blood is going on, it's constant and it's pretty much like, what? You know, it's just crazy hipster artists killing each other, going nuts, and ends up in an art installation that is killer. I enjoy this movie. I think it's different, and I like it for that. You know, it's not your typical horror movie, but, you know, isn't it all about what's different? Everything is just the same these days, and this is not. So I like this movie. I'm giving it a 3.5 and a buy it. And remember, it's set in Brooklyn with wacky hipster artists, so if you're into that, check that movie out. Put it on your list, or not. Watch it tonight. I like that movie. Next up, Satan's Little Helper, 2004, rated R, Screen Media Films, written and directed by Jeff Lieberman, starring Catherine Winnick, Alexander Brickell, Stephen Graham, and Amanda Plummer. So this Halloween, Dougie, who's a 9-year-old little boy dressed as Satan's Little Helper from his favorite video game, which of the same name, where he plays Satan's Little Helper and he helps Satan send souls to hell. So he and his mom go to pick up his sister from the ferry, because they live on Bell Island, that's pretty isolated, and they pick up Jenna to go trick-or-treating. But she's not alone. She brought home her new boyfriend, Alex. And Dougie is not happy. He's not having it. And he storms off to go find Satan so they could go and send Alex's soul down to hell. Okay? And while he's out, he finds Satan. A guy dressed up in a Satan's mask and long coat. And he's killing people out in the open. And he's propping up their bodies on their lawns like decorations. Dougie walks by and thinks this is the coolest thing and asks if he could be his helper and bring him home to kill Alex and send his soul down to hell. The two of them cause all kinds of mayhem and destruction. They run over people with shopping carts, steal a cop car, they poison the candy. It's nuts. And Dougie brings him home, Satan home, to meet his mom and his sister. And he thinks this is all a game and really great, up until the point where he tells Satan to kill his father, and he does. This is gnarly and creepy and messed up. You know, you do have to pay attention, but it's worth it. This is part of my Halloween tradition, and I think this is great. So I'm going to give this a 4 and a buy it, just to see Amanda Plummer's performance, because it's pretty kick-ass. I mean, you feel so bad for her in this movie. This movie's funny, creepy, disturbing. It leaves you going, ugh. So this is a good one. Put that on your list. Watch that tonight. I know I will. Last but not least, Trick or Treat. Rated R 2007. Legendary Pictures. Written and directed by Michael Dougherty. Starring Dylan Baker, Rochelle Aites, Anna Paquin, and Brian Cox. So in this, there's 4 creepy stories that take place on Halloween night in Warren Valley, where they take Halloween seriously. Okay, in this, there's the stories are, there's one of a mild-mannered principal who's really a psycho serial killer. There's one about a girl named Rhonda and the 4 teens that try to play a prank on her, and it goes horribly wrong for them. There's the story about the old man, this nasty old man who gets a trick-or-treater that won't leave without some candy. And last but not least, the story about the virgin who's out on the prowl looking for a date to a special party and finds a tall, dark, creepy stranger who has been killing girls all night. So this story, all the stories intertwine, and they get all, you know, tied up together, and this is all like heavily Halloween themed and really spooky and creepy and great, and probably one of the best Halloween movies ever made. I'm going to give this a 4 and a buy it. And this has a creepy little pumpkin head demon kid in it that is just delicious and freaking awesome. So like I said, I give this a 4 and a buy it. And if you're going to watch any of these movies tonight, make it this one, because it's definitely Halloween-y. So I hope you enjoy those movies as I did or do or will. And I hope you guys have a happy Halloween, and remember to check the candy and watch more movies. I'm AC Strange, and this is Bad Movie Show. Happy Halloween!